What exactly is Path of Remembrance? First of all, thank you guys so much for 15k views in 8 hours. That is crazy. You guys really like Aglaia or even Path of Remembrance. The question is, what exactly is Path of Remembrance exactly? And this is going to be just answering community comments, your guesses. There are no leaks on this channel, by the way, and none of the comments are appreciating leaks, so please don't post any. It's not allowed in Honkai Star Rail. But let's take a look. So we have the first question or comment here. This changes everything. And to be honest, I really think that Path of Remembrance and Aglaia does change a lot of things. One of the most important things that we need to know is a new path means that all your other interactions with your other paths are totally different. The question is Remembrance going to be more offensive, like your Hunt, Erudition, your nihility DPS kind of thing, or is it even going to be, for example, like Erudition kind of style, more offensive, or is it going to be a bit more supportive in nature, for example, like your Harmony, your other nihility characters, or maybe more healer support, which is your Preservation Abundance? No one really knows exactly right now, but there are some signs. But I do think this really changes everything because you fundamentally disrupt the game by forcing in another path. I'm really excited for it overall. Second comment here, you can see from the comments, you can see people haven't grasped the simple fact that the paths in SU have no direct connection to the paths in gameplay. They seem to think that Path of Remembrance is going to be about freezing and dissociation. To be fair to a lot of people out here, not everyone is able to play the simulated universe, divergent universe all the way to the end. Not people care about that. At the same time, all the other paths in the game like Hunt, as well as a lot of the other things that they have, all kind of like symbolize the same thing that it is in the game. So unless for some reason you're looking at unofficial content, which is not allowed by the way, then I think it's a totally fine thing. So no worries if you haven't like gotten any connection. I think it's totally valid, and in fact anything can change because everything hasn't been finalized yet. Who knows, at the last minute they can just do snap and everything's just totally changed. But this is one way of looking at it, freezing and dissociation, which is what we have in the simulated universe, if it's by that by any means. Next up, we have the next comment here. You hope you get Beauty, Enigmata, Voracity, and Propagation characters in future. That is going to be really fantastic as well. I do think we're going to get more characters in future. Someone was also saying in the comments like Luo Cha was carrying a part of Propagation in his coffin or something. In one of the recent stories. I'm not really a lore fanatic here. I don't really exactly know. One of the comments that I saw, I can't really validate it, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. If that's the case, Propagation might be a path that might come out in like 4.x, 5.x or something. In that case, tons of great value. Another comment here is, remember there's a chance of Aglaia going onto the standard banner. This is actually a really valid point. I didn't think of that myself, but we still do not have a character in the Path of Remembrance as a standard character. So they didn't really imply, is this character Aglaia going to be a limited or is she going to be a standard? They didn't exactly say either. So hopes up, fingers crossed, she might be the first Remembrance character, hopefully a standard 5-star, then all of us can eventually get our hands on this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful character design as well. So it is a possibility because they do need to make at least Remembrance a bit accessible to most people. So that is possible. I don't know whether she's a limited, they didn't really say it directly, but it's a new character for sure. The implication will be massive here. The next comment here by Saya, and thank you so much by the way, member for 2 months. Subscribing as a member of the channel for just $1 a month really goes a long way. I really thank you so much for helping support the channel. The implication for this will be massive. You feel like a gameplay perspective as well, having the servants mechanic. So he says that people are gossiping that it might be servants mechanic. Whatever this is, what is a servants mechanic? Similar to the trash can event, people are saying we could potentially have 5 active controllable characters on field at any battles. That's quite fun. So instead of 4 characters, you might have a 5th character where you maybe can summon this puppet that she has like over here as well in the screen, and maybe you can control one of them, so an additional unit. Whereas like Nambi, Lightning Lord, you can't control. That is quite interesting. I think it's a very good mechanic. Just wondering if there will be any disruption to the current status quo. Also a Relics Planar Sphere that has a condition of players' positions in a team. I think that this is a really valid point. The question is this new character considered as a new 5th character considered as a summon? Is it considered as a whole different perspective altogether? And does it get buffs that is like shared? For example, if let's say you have a team-wide buff, like maybe, for example, Bronya who buffs the whole team without, Sparkle who buffs a certain character, can you push the so quote-unquote like servant summon or undead, whatever you might want to call it, can you push that character up in the turn order? Can you manipulate its turn order? Many things that I am thinking of right now. Those are like some initial thoughts to this whole new mechanic. Is it possible that Remembrance might be this kind of summon mechanic? It could be, because there is talk of like it becoming a summon meta. It has already been so far coming to game, so anything can happen. It could also be freezing and dissociation, but very interesting, and it's important to see how it reacts to the mechanics in the game. Does Fucc damage share with the servant in that case, or does it ignore this particular 5th character? So a lot of questions that we need to ask and we need to test, which we will on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel. We cover Honkai Star Rail content since like way before it even began, and regularly as well. Next question here. They better give us a Remembrance Light Cone for 3.0. This basically forces everyone to pull both the unit Light Cone. This is after Sunday, Fucc, and Herta. Yes. Okay, my guy, lol1771, you are exactly right. I think this is a huge thing. They should give like Event Light Cone for Remembrance in 3.x, because if you think about it, your account now has no Remembrance Light Cone at all. Totally zero, right? And if they make the first light cone available in like the second half, supposedly Aglia's second half limited light cone, you're kind of like forcing everyone to pull that light cone, right? Because if not, you'll be using probably maybe Battle Pass, which you have to pay for because it might be updated. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe Battle Pass is going to be updated in 3.x. That'll be quite fun. But digress. If you don't have the limited light cone, there is no standard light cone in the Herta shop yet, at least. Maybe they might. So they need to give players an opportunity to do it. If not, if you pull the unit, you have no light cone, then what for have the unit? They're just like naked, totally. Aglia naked. But yeah, and especially after like Sunday, Fucc, and Herta, probably people's resources are like its bare minimum. So we'll see how that goes. I think this is a very valid point. They need to give a free Remembrance light cone one way or another, or even like update the 3-star light cones. Maybe we'll get more 3-star light cones as well. So huge factor. I think they would have considered it by now. They are a billion-dollar company after all. Next up, we have SuchiGamer06, 11 months member. Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for the support as well. Starting 3.0 with a new path is great. Herta is going to be great, but Remembrance is even more wow. Can't wait to see what else they can cook. Skipping on Aglia, since you already have Jingyuan to pair with Sunday and with Akirion. I have no idea what they do. I don't know why they pair well together, but it is interesting. I think that Herta is definitely going to be very attractive. Remembrance being added into the game definitely changes things up. Both of them will change things out, as we talked about on both of our videos as well. But I'm equally excited for both of them. We will do a video talking about the different ones and my thought process of all of them in a little bit. But it's nice to see that you guys are excited for both of them. Unfortunately, my guy here is skipping on Aglia. But let me know. How about you? Are you skipping any of these characters? Is the new Remembrance temptation not enough to part you with Herta, not enough to part you with Sunday, your husbando, or whatever not? A new Remembrance, Fire or Quantum, excited. I don't know whether the elements will affect Remembrance at this point of time, but Lightning first is a little bit unfortunate because we have tons of Lightning coverage, especially like in the meta already. You do have Akirion, who's like super meta, also of Lightning element. You have Jingyuan, who people in the old days will have him. You have DOT characters like Kafka, also Lightning element. You already have a 4-star AoE character like Serval, who's also Lightning element. So Lightning has a really good coverage, and unfortunately the first character here is like Remembrance Lightning, which just overlaps with a lot of the other current states. If she was maybe like Quantum Remembrance, which probably people don't really have too many Quantum characters right now because Zila is like not super meta, and other than that there's like only like Jade and stuff. So this could be an angle of how she would have been even better. So maybe it'll be even more superb here as well. Where do we end up here? Summon meta is coming. So a lot of people are predicting that Summon and Remembrance are going together. It's a bit unintuitive, because Remembrance is like the only thing that most players will know right now of Remembrance is kind of like ice implied, dissociation implied, and along the lines of like some sort of slowing the enemies down or manipulating some sort of freeze mechanic as well. So Summon meta a little bit disjoint right now. Of course, once we have more official information, perhaps that is the linking factor between the two, but we will know more, especially on this Friday. If you are interested in this Friday's live stream, we'll be live streaming on twitch.tv/EODGamer. We'll be doing it live, and I'll update you guys with a live stream summary video and my thoughts on it. So if you can't attend, you are busy as well, not to worry, we'll do a quick summary. But do join us live. It'll be really fun to chat with you guys, and you can see reactions live as well. Other than that, Seems likely for the summon meta, it'll be cool that Remembrance gave us access to like enemy abilities or controlling enemies. Seems like might be crowd control based, but you can only speculate. Yeah, it's a total guess right now, and I think this video is like super long already. Let's not go long beyond that, but I think at this point most of us will kind of like know the guesses of what the community think it is. Seems like a lot of people are guessing it's going to be summon meta because maybe a lot of summon stuff is in the game right now, and a lot of people are maybe playing the lore. Maybe they give some hints in the lore as well. Not exactly sure, but that's what my community is telling me. I of course don't look at leaks. This is what the community members, you guys, feed to me, and I just share my thoughts about it as well. It'll be fun if you can copy enemy abilities and control enemies, which means you turn their numbers against them. Really excited. But anyways, guys, thank you guys again so much for watching. Just a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you for the 15k views in 8 hours, and we are almost at 50k subs. Fantastic stuff. And like, comment, subscribe for more of such future content. I'll be here for you guys for Remembrance 3.0 and beyond. And more importantly, check out these 2 other videos that I think you might like as well. See you next video.